Once in a beautiful village in America, there lived a young boy named Ethan. He was hard-working and honest, but one thing always troubled him. He constantly compared himself to others. When he saw his best friend Ryan, who always topped the class, he thought, "I wish I were as smart as him." When he saw his neighbor Jacob, who was wealthy, he thought, "I wish I were as rich as him." Even when he saw someone running fast, he would think, "I wish I could run that fast." Slowly, his life was drowning in disappointment. He couldn't focus on his studies, lost interest in work, and felt like he would never succeed. One day, his grandfather noticed his sadness and gently asked, "Son, what's wrong? Why do you look so upset?" Ethan replied, "Grandpa, I work hard, but whenever I see someone better than me, I feel discouraged. I feel like I can never be like them." His grandfather smiled and said, "Come with me to the forest tomorrow morning, and you will find your answer." The next morning, as the sun spread its golden light, Ethan and his grandfather walked into a dense forest near the village. His grandfather asked him to observe the trees and said, "Son, what do you see here?" Ethan looked around and replied, "Grandpa, there are so many trees. Some are very tall, some are small, some bear lots of fruit, and some just provide shade." His grandfather smiled and said, "Exactly. Now tell me, if this mango tree started complaining that it's not as tall as the coconut tree, would that make sense?" Ethan quickly said, "No, Grandpa, that would be foolish. Every tree has its own strength." His grandfather continued, "And if the coconut tree complained that it doesn't bear sweet fruit like the mango tree, would that be fair?" Ethan nodded. "No, Grandpa, each tree should grow according to its own nature." His grandfather smiled. "That's the point. Every person has a unique identity, unique abilities, and a unique purpose. You can't become someone else and no one can take your place. If a fish tries to fly like a bird, will it ever succeed?" Ethan, now deep in thought, said, "Of course not. A fish is meant to swim, and a bird is meant to fly." His grandfather gently placed his hand on Ethan's shoulder and said, "Then, my son, why compare yourself to others? You have strengths that no one else has. When you focus on your own abilities, only then will you find happiness and success." From that day on, Ethan stopped comparing himself to others and focused on his own growth. Years later, through his dedication and skills, he built a successful business. He became one of the most inspiring people in the village. When people asked him the secret of his success, he would simply smile and say, "If a fish tries to fly, it will always fail. But if it masters swimming, it can rule the ocean." The sun and the moon never shine together, yet both have their place, their time, and their light. Recognize your strengths, carve your own path, and achieve greatness in life.